Let's take a look at what happened in the stock market today, and especially Tesla stock. We closed at $315.65, up $14.94. That's almost up by 5%. Post-market, we seem to be up by 82 cents more. Let's take a look at what we have here. This is going to be interesting, very interesting. The chart is the fact. Everything else is opinions, conjectures. If a piece of news does not impact the chart, we don't care about that piece of news. Case in point, look at this right here. Earnings call, Tesla's earnings call, April 22nd, 2025. What kind of news came out of that? Let's take a look. Surprise negative earnings, 34% negative earnings. The analysts were expecting earnings of 0.414 per share. What we got, 0.27, a 34% decrease. That's really bad. Let's take a look at the revenues. Revenues, 10% lower revenues, 9.10% lower. Reported 19 billion instead of 21 billion. That was the estimate. What did happen to the stock? The stock went from 227 to 360. 227 to 360. That was a nice move. This is a nice move. This is a move that we took. So my point with this is that news don't matter. What matters is the tug of war between the buyers and sellers. Who is more powerful than the other? This is the only thing that matters. What did happen yesterday? So yesterday we came outside of this bullish channel. This is Tesla's trend. This was the trend. Yesterday we came outside of that trend. What did we say? This does not look good. But does that mean that we need to sell Tesla stock? We said no. It does not mean that we need to sell right away, because at 295 we have support. We have evidence of support that happened in the past, in April and also in May and also in March. We have evidence of support. So we could not conclude that we were going lower. We could only conclude that we were going sideways. This is the sideways move that we were also in at the same time as going higher within this other bullish trend. So we could not conclude that we were going to go higher, only that we were going to go sideways. I don't know your financial situation. I cannot make decisions for you. So I advise to just watch it. If we opened lower than 295 today, this is today's candle. If we opened lower than 295 on the 1 hour chart, stayed there for 1 hour, then we could have some decent evidence that Tesla stock wanted to go lower. Let's switch to the 1 hour chart. This is the 295 line. These are today's candles. So what happened? We never went lower than 295 at any point during the day, not even at the open. We opened significantly higher. We opened at 312, came back down to retesting this area right here below 305, then came back up. So this first candle, instead of going lower, went higher. In itself, this would have been a buy signal on the 1 hour chart if we had decent stochastic over 60. We had stochastic at 54, so this was not really the perfect buy signal. On the second hour, we continued further. We broke back above 313.13, 313.13, which was used in the past as support. So buyers would be showing up here, and they continue to show up today. So Tesla stock cannot go lower than 313.13. So we have been higher than 313 for the rest of the day. We tested it towards the last hour of the day, the last 30 minutes actually. Went lower, boom, was pushed back up. So this is an indication that we are having buyers right there. Each time you see a longer wick at the bottom than at the top, you can conclude that we have more buyers at the bottom than at the top. What is happening right here? So what can we learn from this? We can learn exactly what we mentioned yesterday. Always give a leeway to a stock that gets outside of its bullish channel. give it the chance to go sideways for a while. It could have gone sideways for a longer time, but now it has gone sideways for one candle, and today's candle is just right back into this bullish channel. And right back, right smack on it. Look at this. We opened right back inside and closed a little bit higher. We closed at 315. So this is why we have rules like this. Let the stock breathe a little bit, let it go sideways, and then you'll see this can prevent you from selling too soon when a stock bounces back up and then you said, oh boy, I should not have sold and now I need to buy back at a higher price. This has not happened because we had identified the right support at 295. This is what we do on this channel. When it's time to sell, we sell. When it's not the time to sell, we don't sell. You can sell to take profit, but just for that reason. When the pattern is still intact, we should still abide by the pattern. So the expected behavior, there are no certainty. But the expected behavior now is that because we are above 313.13, we are back into this congestion zone between 313.13 and 335.73. So now the expected behavior, now that we have proven that we still have buyers right here on this line, the expected behavior is that we should be going back to 335.73. Unless, of course, there's a super bad news that comes out that convinces enough people to sell more than buy more. This won't happen. We cannot predict with perfect certainty what is going to happen to the stock. We are watching the pattern. If we have a specific event that's significant enough, this can change everything that can be happening, and tomorrow Tesla could be down to 268 or 240. I cannot prevent that. We are looking at the pattern. So this is what the pattern is telling us. And so far, patterns are pretty consistent. If I can draw two lines that will contain all of the stock move for months, more months, 5 years. Yes, I don't have the same level of certainty, of course. Over 5 years, there is a bigger range that the Tesla stock will do. Over a smaller time frame, yes, the prediction is tighter and more precise. So this is what we could be expecting. If we fall back below 313.13, that's possible. If we fall back below, then we are going to have the same target at 295 because this is where it should go back down first. If we start going above 335.73, then we are going to have a target of 360.65. And if we go above, then this is going to be another target. So this is where we are at. So I hope that you followed this. I hope that you did not sell and then now are back catching up. This is a perfect scenario right here that happened. Let's take a look at the VIX. So VIX is still down. We are at 1663, down 0.21. If we take a look at the 1 hour chart, look at this. We are starting to have a congestion zone right here. We are very stable between 1658, 1762. A little bit lower, maybe 1745, but this is good enough. If we start going lower, this is going to tell us that there is a more significant move down in the happening and a corresponding more significant bullish move on the stock market that we could be expecting. Bonds are rebounding a little bit, the 20-year, the 10-year, yeah. This is still not too bad. This is still lower than the 21-day moving average. There's always noise up and down, but we can still have a direction with having those ups and downs. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Dow Jones pretty much a sideways day. SPX continuing higher, 0.47% higher. Nasdaq is behaving like we are expecting it to. We are bouncing on 22,284. Russell, look at this, small caps. Small cap stock are moving quite high. So this is indicative that we should start thinking about small caps a little bit more. So let's take a look at some Tesla news. So Tesla released their production and delivery numbers. So this is last quarter. This is the first quarter of 2025. We were production 362, 336. This quarter, instead of 362, we have 410. So 50,000 more cars in production. This is nice. 384K in terms of delivery instead of 336. The numbers are increasing compared to Q1. Yes, you can say in Q1 things are usually slower, so it just makes sense that Q2 is higher. Yes, you are right, but these are the facts. These are the numbers. And nobody knows what is going to happen to the stock unless we watch what is happening to the stock. Tesla shares jumped more than 5% on Wednesday after the company reported a 0.8% year-on-year rise in China-made electric vehicle sales for June, ending an 8-month slide. Okay, so there's some positive news that might have convinced people to buy back, looking at what we are seeing on the chart. Deliveries from the Shanghai factory, including domestic sales and exports, totaling 71,000 units, up from May's pace by about 16%. So at least we have a little bit of good news here. So there we have it. 295 did what it was supposed to do. This is fantastic. Now the next big trend line that we need to look at is this one right here. Big downward resistance that was in place since December of 2024. If we start breaking that one right here, we are not going to conclude that Tesla is going higher. We are just going to conclude that it stopped going lower. This is the opposite of what happened right here. We have gone outside of the bullish channel and we did not conclude, oh, it's going lower. No. So here, if we get outside of this downward resistance, we cannot conclude that this is going higher. But it's going to be a good sign. Okay, it's no longer going lower. Maybe eventually it's going to go higher. But at least now we know that it's going sideways at least. So these are the lines you need to check. And if you have TradingView, and if you become a member at the TradingView link level, you can get those lines. You can copy my lines onto your TradingView account. You can get those lines and then look at your chart during the day. On the 1 hour chart, on the daily chart, you can see exactly what is happening, just as I am looking at it every single weekday here on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.